Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Um, yes, for any of you who are returning for some weird reason, I know I have made this video already, and I know that any of you who watched that video already know the answer to this, but the video is way too long, or I say way too long, it's way longer than it needs to be, so I wanted to redo this, because it does not have to be as long as I made it, so yeah, we're just gonna run it back on this little matchup here between why it's in for Murder Drones versus Monsterverse Godzilla is not close at all. So starting off with Monsterverse Godzilla, he is at absolute worst multi-continental, Muto Prime's ability to shake tectonic plates by attacking things, multi-continental, Ghidorah's Storm, multi-continental, Godzilla tanking the Permian impacts, multi-continental. He's got some consistent, multi-continental stuff for, low end scaling. At a mid-end, he would be in the, planetary ranges of power, as Shimo is stated to be a world ender. Ghidorah is stated to have blown up planets in the past. Godzilla's feat of drilling a hole to the hollow Earth was also calculated planetary, due to the fact his atomic breath destroys things on a subatomic level, which got it to planetary. What else? There's another thing. I know there is. I don't remember what it is. I do know there's another statement or something that also gets him to planetary. I just don't remember what it is, so sorry. But yeah, planetary as a mid-end, consistent for Monsterverse Godzilla as well. For some high-end scaling, Mechagodzilla's proton scream is stated to be 2,000 times stronger than the atomic breath that Godzilla used to drill a hole into the hollow Earth, which, by upscaling it off of that feat, can get it all the way up to dwarf star to star level. Godzilla, even in an extremely weakened state, could match this for a small amount of time, with Mechagodzilla having to apply even more energy into his proton scream to actually knock Godzilla back. You can make the argument that, Godzilla, or Monsterverse Godzilla, is dwarf star to star level, as his atomic breath doesn't hurt him, so you can make the argument that his durability also scales to his atomic breath. And I don't actually think there's any consistency to that, actually, but Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is another YouTuber, Goji Chronic, all of them all use that, so whatever, I guess I can too. Anyway, moving on. And for some really high-end wank stuff, for Monsterverse Godzilla, he would be solar system level because of this really stupid, shaky statement of his that his atomic breath is the most powerful thing in the entire universe, meaning it would upscale things like gamma ray bursts, supernovas, supermassive black holes, which would get him into the solar system ranges of power. Again, that's wank. I hate it. It's a statement that from a soft cannon show, from some humans, so it's kind of bullcrap, and I really don't like the statement, but people give him solar system level for that, and I think it's really dumb, but he kind of needs it for this video, so, whatever, we're giving it to him. For speed, he, in terms of travel speed, he would be and his, hold on, I'm scatterbrained. In terms of travel speed, Monsterverse Godzilla would be in the high subsonic ranges of travel speed, as just because of his sheer size and how fast he moves, he would be able to move at the higher ends of subsonic speeds. In terms of reaction time, he would be in the relativistic to speed of light ranges, as the type of the type of radiation that his atomic breath is made of is Cherenkov radiation, which moves at 75% the speed of light. There are lots of kaiju that can react to this or dodge it, and Monsterverse Godzilla can keep up with them or just overpower them. So he would also scale to this. Some kaiju can block it and dodge it pretty like casually, so you can argue light speed or faster than light, but you know, you're kind of giving him a little bit of extra there with that, but you know, he's gonna need it for this, so whatever. Okay, for Monsterverse Godzilla's hacks, he has his normal atomic breath. He has his atomic pulse, hybrid durability, but you know, all kaiju have that. Insane senses, which doesn't really help him here. Because of the new Empire, he has an EMP blast. He has his amped atomic breath. He has his thermonuclear form if he somehow is able to get an insane amount of radiation in a short period of time, which I doubt considering he's fighting someone, but you know, technically, whatever. His evolved form, his buffed evolved form, yeah, you get the point. Blah blah blah. Hacks. And yeah, that's about it for Monsterverse Godzilla. But how does Sin from Murder Jones compare? Alright, you ready for this absolute stomp in her favor? Just like Monsterverse Godzilla at a low end, Sin would be in the multi-continental ranges, as Uzi can very, very, very casually perform multi-continental to moon level feats, and they're very casual, by the way. Her giant yellow energy tendrils we saw in episode 8 can very casually tear apart planets, which is planetary, it's not even multi-continental to moon level there. Nori's giant explosion in episode 1 also is, that is also multi-continental to, moon level. Uzi would somewhat scale to this when she first got her powers. Yeva scales to this. Doll scales to this. And the disassembly drones would upscale them as they are the ones that killed all of them or have shown they have the ability to kill them. You get the point. Which Sin would obviously upscale by an insane amount. So yeah, Nori's fees, I'm pretty sure I said this already, but that's also multi-continental to moon level. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but just wanted to say it again in case I didn't. So yeah, multi-continental to moon level is like insanely casual, and because of how much she would upscale characters that did those multi-continental to moon level feats, and the fact she can very casually perform planetary to dwarf star feats, I'd say like the lowest you can kind of say she is like large planetary, just because of how much she upscales those characters. And you can get Nori's feet like as high as large planetary, and the same goes for Doll, as she can very casually blow up worker drones who could survive Nori's explosion, so they would also be in the multi-continental to moon level ranges, and that really high-end large planetary stuff I just said, Doll could like casually destroy, as she can very, very casually blow up worker drones, which obviously Sin would upscale by a bunch. So you can like, she's like at least large planetary at like low end, and you can kind of like for low end stuff you can also get her to dwarf star. For some like mid end stuff, her feats of like blowing up Earth, because of the size of the black hole she used to destroy Earth, this feat got at absolute worst into the large star ranges of power, and with at best like large solar system level. So very, very good stuff there. You can argue this to be consistent, as she has blown up lots and lots of planets, as we have seen via statements of like from Tessa, who is literally just Sin. of the fact that she has indeed blown up lots of planets. So you can argue that she would have done that several times. So you can like argue that she's done like lots of like large solar or no large star to large solar system feats. Also, considering that she's bound to blow up some larger planets, you can argue like the higher end calculations for that are actually better to use because she would have blown up other larger planets and it would have taken larger black holes to do so. So you can kind of argue that if you want. And now for some really, really high end stuff, we go on to statements. The statement like hold on, before I do that, I'm going to add some consistency to that solar system level real quick. She's stated to be the most powerful thing in the universe, so you can upscale her off of literally everything in it, just like Monsterverse Godzilla, by upscaling her off of gamma bursts, supernovas, supermassive black holes. Just add some consistency to solar system level to large solar system level for her. Just some extra consistency to that for you. Now we go on to her high-end stuff. So, which like consistently has her at Universal. She is stated to be the singularity in the Murder universe. She's stated to be universal by Tessa, who is literally just Sin. The description for episode 8 says that the final battle will I'm pretty sure it's like change the universe forever. Pretty sure somewhere, I don't know where, but I've heard there's another statement that says that the final battle would determine the fate of the universe. Sin's whole goal was also to destroy the entire universe and recreate it. To create the universe, she would have to have the power necessary to create the universe, obviously. So you could also argue that she's like universal there. So like universal, not universal because the whole creation thing, because she would have to be above universal to create universal things, because you get the point. Because like I don't exactly remember where, but I've heard other people say she's like fourth dimensional. I don't remember how people got her there. I'm not gonna say she is fourth dimensional because I don't remember how people got her to fourth dimensional. So I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but I have heard about it. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but it is something I have heard around. I have also heard about like multiversal stuff for Sin, which I kind of understand if you want to like wank Uzi to Universal, because one of the uni statements isn't talking about Sin, it's talking about Uzi, and obviously Sin upscales Uzi by a lot, at least until the end of the show, but you know, anyway, moving on. So I guess you can kind of make the argument that Sin like fought like 3 universal characters, which could get her to low multiversal, I guess. But I've heard people say like she's just straight up multiversal to like high multiversal. Again, I don't know how people got her there, but people have gotten her to multiversal. I don't know how. Nor do I care to check because I'm way too tired. It is like 3 something in the morning. I am not going to do all of the extra. I'm using what I know already here. So, you know, because I know she doesn't need all the extra bull crap. I think that's kind of obvious right now. So, yeah, that's attack potency and durability stuff for Sin. I don't really think I need to go over anything else, but I'm going to anyway. Sin, like at absolute worst for her travel speed and reaction time, is massively faster than light, as both she can travel across between galaxies in a short amount of time, and so can the spaceships used by the disassembly drones. They themselves can maneuver these through space and react to things that are happening around them when they are going to places in these spaceships, meaning they would have to have the reaction time to perceive what is happening around them, meaning the disassembly drones would also be massively faster than light, and obviously Sin upscales that by a ton. Unknown, who is another YouTuber, I'll show a picture of his channel on screen right now. he has massively faster than light calcs for both Uzi and Sin, so more consistency to that there. And Jay also dodged a laser, which is just Uzi's railgun in episode 8. So if the disassembly, you can also you can also argue that the disassembly drones are at just FTL instead of MFTL, which is stupid, but you can technically do that. And even if you do, Sin would still be massively faster than light because she can speed blitz them. Sin's teleportation also is very clearly light, and she's like moving around faster than light because she's moving faster than the light that is showing where she is teleporting, as we see her show up behind Uzi before the light shows up for her teleporting, meaning she would also teleport faster than light, meaning you can just argue more FTL to MFTL stuff right there. So, yeah, that's like low-end, like, stuff. Like, that's bare minimum for her travel speed and reaction time. Now, for some higher-end stuff, you can argue the disassembly drones anywhere from inaccessible to immeasurable reaction time and travel speed, as they were able to move whilst time was frozen, and so could Uzi and Sin, meaning you can argue that they have, like, beyond infinite speed because, time's frozen. So, you could also get them, like, to inaccessible stuff for their travel speed. Again, I also heard some stuff about, like, immeasurable for their travel speed and reaction time, but, again, I don't remember how they got that. I saw it in Unknown's, like, scaling server. That's just all about power scaling. So, anyway, moving on. Yeah. So, yeah, not only does she one-shot the entire verse, but she also speed blitzes all of them at once. So, that's cool. For hacks, she has the nulls, teleportation, regeneration. She can create and destroy matter. She can infect things around her with the absolute solver. She can make her glowing yellow tendrils that we saw in episode 8. She can, what else did she do in the show? I know there's more. She can make holograms that can actually physically harm things, as we see that her holograms are physical several times. Meaning, even if you don't want to say that she could distract Monsterverse Godzilla with them, you could still say that she could use them to attack him from multiple, like, angles all at once. So, yeah. Sin wins. Even if you want to be stupid and do an equal stat battle where they have, like, the same attack potency, same speed, she would still win because she's more skilled and she has better hacks. So, yeah. Sin stomps. No concept of difficulty. It isn't close at all. And, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. This video is barely shorter than the original one, so this is kind of a waste of time. But I explained it better, so I'm gonna upload this anyway. Anyway, hope you learned something. Bye.